Hello. Just recording something because I haven't done this in I think a few 2 3 years or 3 or 4 years, and I figured I wanted to document some Star Wars related stuff that's happened over the last year or so. Yeah, a year or so. Okay. Um, I am in a different part of the house, so I am in Sukat today because I'm visiting my mom and she went to church and I figured I'd record now. Okay? And if you're wondering why I'm in a different part of the house, I'm in the room that I share with my brother because it's really hot today. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sweating and so I decided to turn on the air conditioning. Normally when I'm at home I don't use air conditioning. I just use an electric fan, but because it's unusually hot. Well, then I don't know if you can say unusually hot because it's summer in the Philippines. So this is a typical summer day in the Philippines. Okay. I don't know if I'm recording this in one go or if I'll do it in parts or if I'll upload in parts. Yuck, feeling. But I just want to make the most of the chance or the time that I have to record this. The three things that I want to talk about are Star Wars Run, which happened over the weekend, Star Wars Celebration, the ticketing process from last night, and actually attending Star Wars Celebration last year, and some of my favorite Star Wars things. Okay, that's basically it. And again, the reason I record these things is so that if in a few years I feel like my memory is fading or something, I can go back and watch this video for fun. Okay, and it's funny because the other day I saw a friend of mine post a photo of himself in, I think he went to Disneyland or something, and then he was wearing a Star Wars shirt. And then when I saw that shirt, I was like, hey, you know what? I have that shirt. And I completely forgot that I had that shirt. So if you're wondering, I think I have close to 30 Star Wars shirts. I've given some away because they no longer fit. Okay. I'm embarrassed to say that I've gained weight over the last 2 years, but I guess that's part of getting older, so they don't fit anymore. The goal is to eventually fit into some of my old shirts. Thankfully, and I'll show this later, one of my favorite Star Wars shirts still fits. I got it in 1997 or 1996. And it still fits because back then baggy clothes were a thing. So it was really loose for me back then, and then now it's just the right size. And I can still wear it. I just realized it's 3 years old and I can still wear it. Okay, so over the weekend, Diane and I joined the Star Wars Night Run. It was the first Star Wars Night Run ever in the Philippines. I don't think they've ever had any run before. If they did, I completely missed out. But there was a night run over the weekend because it was May the 4th, last Monday. So the run was held May 2nd and 3rd. 2nd and 3rd because depending on the category, you could start at 11:30 p.m. on Saturday, but for some of us, you start at 1 a.m. on Sunday. So I did the 3K, or Diane and I did the 3K, and to be honest, we only decided to join a few days or maybe a week before the actual run. And the reason that I was convinced to do it is because of the medal. I mean, I knew that the medal was nice, and I've been told that I'm one of the easiest people to market to. Like literally, if you slap any product with Star Wars, I would probably be inclined to take a look or to purchase it. So can you imagine Star Wars Night Run, and then there was a nice Star Wars themed medal. So unfortunately, because I guess I was in a hurry. I was a little careless. I actually forgot some of the things I was supposed to bring for my mom. I wasn't able to bring the medal along with me. But the medal design is of the Death Star. And there were three categories, 3K, 5K, and 10K. And no matter what category you join, the medal looks the same. I'm just not sure if the 10K was slightly bigger compared to the 3 and 5K, but they all look the same. Okay, and then the back, it's like the blueprints or something of the Death Star, like you see the laser or something. That's what I remember, and I'm so sorry for not being able to describe it too well. Okay, and then they also gave a race jersey, so I don't have the race jersey with me because it was in the laundry. But actually, tapos na siya. It was in the plastic bag for the laundry that I did the other day, but I didn't bring it. But the thing I have though with me is the towel. So at the end of the race, they hand you this drawstring bag, and it's still Star Wars themed, and then they give you a towel. So napaka useless no because it's still in the plastic, so you're not able to see it. But it's Star Wars themed, and I promise that I will actually use it. So if you know me, you know that one of my bad habits is I tend to buy Star Wars stuff and I don't necessarily use them because I feel like they're too nice to use. So I have like keychains and stuff and mugs that I don't use because I feel like I'd be worried that I might break the mug or something. So they're just in storage. It's a really bad habit of mine, but I will try to break that habit and I will try to use it. And it's funny because when Diane and I joined the 3K, we didn't know anyone else who joined except for one person, si Leo, who is the husband of Chris Otero. Um, and then I knew that he was joining a different category. We were doing the 3K. I thought he'd do the 10K, but apparently he did the 5K. And then si Chris, Leo's wife, didn't join, but she mentioned that he'd be joining. That's the only reason I found out. And then when we were about to leave, suddenly we ran into him. Like he crossed right in front of us, so we were able to take a photo with si Leo. And he's really the only person that we knew would be there. Okay, so it's cute. What a coincidence. There are more than 10,000 people, and then the one and only other person that you know is gonna be there, you run into him right when you're about to leave. But of course, over the last few days, I saw that there were at least two other people that I knew that joined, but they joined the 10K, so there's no way that we're gonna see each other. The 3K, the gun start was at 1 a.m. Can you believe that? 1 a.m. And then we finished, I don't know, it took us 40 minutes of walking to finish the 3K. And I think we got home at like 3:15 or something in the morning. Because, of course, when you're done racing, you pick up everything, you hang out a bit, and then we walk to the car, and then we got takeout, we got Jollibee. I'm so sorry. I'm sure that's not the healthiest thing, but it's fine. We enjoyed it. And then during the course, okay, so to be honest, I don't run. So that's why I was walking. I'll just tell people that I have a bad back, which is actually also true. But the main reason we're walking is because I don't run, and neither does Diane. We walk, okay? But whenever there was a camera, we would jog a bit because we wanted to have some sort of action shot. And luckily, because when they posted the photos, you enter your bib number, and unfortunately for Dan and myself, nothing came up. Well, when they posted the video, I saw us like a split second clip we are running. So thankfully, there's a video clip of myself and Diane running. And yes, Dan and I each had a lightsaber. Well, hers was more of like a dagger. I will show that later. And then I had a lightsaber that I was running with. And because the medal was so nice, if they do it again next year, I promise that I will join. Okay, so that's it. That was it for the Star Wars run. So if they do it again next year, I will be joining.